questions.
In theory.
For as far as the next episode goes, so I know a lot of people probably were expecting more content from us this past summer.
Yep.
We've been
a
working.
Busy summer.
We've been busy.
Cruel summer.
We're students, and we, classes and summer activities.
But next episode is soon. We have the idea planned for actually 2 more episodes after this.
We have big ideas. But but things take so long to make, and then there's these like songs, and since we've upped the standards for the song recording quality, especially, it's going to take even longer to do that. So people will just have to wait, unfortunately. But I'm
soon.
sure it will be
We're
worth it,
hoping
and we're going to try
by Halloween release because the next episode would go nicely with Halloween.
All right.
Okay.
Someone
Are we
else.
To pick people,
this person over here, way in the far right, whose hand is being risen by someone else.
She can't even hold it up herself anymore.
Okay, sorry, I have dyslexia. Do I need a mic? Do I really need a mic?
Yes, it's being live streamed.
Oh, okay. Can you sing for me?
Okay. Yes.
Go on.
Thank you.
I will do this for you.
Go on.
What song?
I don't care. Gypsy Bard, yes.
You take it away.
Okay.
This is really important.
How does that one go? Can you sing it? Have you guys ever heard of Chad Future, Korean pop star?
Yes.
Can I sing that one?
Sure, go ahead. Anything. I don't
God.
care. Just do it. I believe in you.
Oh God.
Do it.
Here's Chad
You
Future's
promised.
hit single, Hello. Check it out online. He's a Korean pop star, and he's white, and it's very amusing. It's like, hello, hello, hello. Da 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 da. That's what it is.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Cool.
This guy's. He looks so proud of his hand rate.
Sure. He's defiantly raising that hand.
This guy. No, not him. This guy over here. He looks so satisfied that he just risen his hand.
He's all smug. He thinks we're just gonna call on him. No.
This may be a trade secret, but how did you create the Sweetie Belle voice?
This is probably the #1 question we get every day
Really?
in our YouTube inbox. There's a question just like, how do you make the Sweetie Bot voice?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you all now, so you all know. It's very similar to the way they do GLaDOS and the turrets in Portal. And basically, you just auto-tune the voice with instantaneous attack, right, to a few notes. So you've got a scale. You just choose C, D sharp, F sharp, A, just those 4 notes, and you auto-tune those with instantaneous attack. So you got a lot of T-pain fluctuation going on between those notes, and then you can lower the change the formants, I think they're called, up and down to just try to get the if you turn it too far, you got a turret. If you turn it a little less, you got GLaDOS. It's just play around with it, but it's not a secret at all.
Thank you. That does compute.
Okay, look at this.
Little Rarity.
Little Rarity up in the front.
Well, I was wondering if you could please say, Oatmeal, are you crazy? In Pinkie Pie's voice from Friendship is Witchcraft.
Okay. Oatmeal, are you crazy?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're not Rarity. Okay.
Huh?
She's not Rarity at all.
I know, you sound like
tricked
Pinkie
us.
Pie.
Okay. There's that guy over there. You can tell he wants it. Okay. It's gone forever now.
Yeah.
You're not getting a third, Nope.
Oh, he doesn't want it. It's too late.
Sunglasses indoors guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? All right, my question is, what made you the leap from Fluttershy being, shy, and then going to a crazy Cthulhu cult leader?
Well, we decided to do Perfect Swarm, and I think it was mainly the shot of her crushing the apple, where she gets this really angry look for a second, and just kind of spiraled from there.
Yes.
Yeah?
Pretty much all
Yeah, she just
the writing decisions are made in the moment.
based on a shot. that
Based on a
looks
shot.
funny.
So that shot in episode 2 where the Rarity's looking at the mud and she's like, in the actual episode she doesn't want to get muddy. We said, well, what can she be afraid of mud? What's another reason she can be afraid of mud?
Like
It's
PTSD is what you
post-traumatic
go
stress
through.
disorder. So that we don't have a Bible. We don't write
Yeah.
out these characters. We just literally go shot by shot,
And it
episode
can
to episode.
change. Like sometimes we have plans and they completely change when an episode comes along. So
And
nothing is safe.
Fluttershy isn't mean in that many episodes either, right? So
Yeah.
you might just see, we'll see how it goes. But in the next episode, she just must be like, I'm done with that cult thing.
Got boring.
It got
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
I've moved on. All right, just pick someone. You look so confused. There's lots of hands.
Could you do a sample of TD and Silver Spoon's voice from the show, please?
Okay. What lines? I just
The wrestling one.
come on, DT, let's wrestle. And well, let me it's like yeah.
Mr. Boxster.
Hey, Mr. Boxster's my best friend. I get to choose when he dies. Mr. Boxster's not nice. He's got that smile, but he's not nice at all. It's a facade.
Hello. I'm just curious. Will we ever get more samplings of Twilight Sparkle's writing in Friendship and Witchcraft? More Applesack and Charity, perhaps?
Well, she's, Applesack and Charity is an old work of hers, and she's moved on to greater things. But I would see it happening where we'd see other fanfics from her. But she's constantly writing new stories, so just moving on, improving greatly every time, of course. But yeah, I think it would come back in because I think it's funny and I like it. So
For sure. In fact, I think in episode 6, Twilight flipped up and called Applesack.
I think we actually cut that, but
No, I think that's
there are
in there.
recordings of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think not many people picked up on that, but
Yeah.
she straight up calls her Applesack by mistake.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Um,
because there's
yes,
the censor
yes,
bleep, so
yes,
it's like
yeah.
celery sack. Yeah. Yeah.
Convoluted jokes.
Yeah.
This guy. Look at this guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Is Raincloud coming back?
Raincloud is dead.
We've answered this many times,
you
but
got
I think
nothing
we
to
can
say
give
for that?
a
You
spoil.
guys,
We can
like-
give a spoiler.
Yeah.
I think.
No,
Right?
no
Yeah.
resurrection.
Yeah.
or
She Raincloud does have a daughter character named
Rainy
Rainy Rue,
Yeah.
who will.
Who's now
who-
an orphan. Go figure. Yeah, but
so-
I mean, we're all relatively adults, minus the front 2 VIP rows,
Yeah.
but they're old enough to know the truth that Raincloud is dead and she's
Yeah.
not coming back. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to ask, is Pinkie Pie going to adopt Rainy Roo?
No.
No. All right, this guy is doing the 3 fingers. That's cool.
Did you guys really get a letter from Dole about the whole Apple thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually framed on our wall because, we respect their lawyers, even if we don't always agree with them. So
It
it's a good
smelled. The
memento.
letter smelled like apples,
Yeah.
and that was fun.
It made us want applesauce, so I think it worked as a marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah?
I think Joel tricked you because they do not own the word apple.
I don't know. Dole might own
Dole's
the
a
word apple. They
corporation,
don't seem
so
to
if
actually
you-
sell apples, but I think they own apples.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's up to them.
Just
Wave
just
your
choose
hands at
people.
them.
We're all
You pick
having
one.
fun
This
here.
is pressure. There's a person
We should
waving,
get- yeah.
so never mind.
Okay, we'll do you next.
You have obviously got several story arcs going through the whole series, and I'm curious, once you start wrapping up some of these arcs, do you see yourselves maybe introducing new things to keep the series going, or are you planning more on ending it with some of these things wrapping up?
We are trying to gear toward like a finite ending, and it might not be too soon, but we probably won't introduce too many new crazy things in the interest of wrapping things up. But
Yeah, I think new things will be introduced for every
like
episode.
just new gags.
Because, new gags. But if we're talking about, like, the overarching story, like the 9 revives and stuff like that, no, we're probably, when the 9 revives ends, it'll probably be close to the end of the series, because, I mean, because this is an interesting, like, abridged series, it has a story, seems to have a story. I think people would be kind of disappointed if it ended abruptly. But we honestly don't know how much longer, like, we're gonna do this. Probably another, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Throughout the school year.
Another few months, maybe.
So yeah, several more months. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to answer that question.
Yeah.
But we probably won't introduce anything that's really big and crazy.
There's some people on this side too that are looking frantic.
This guy looks really frantic. Jeez.
Test. Oh, hello. I saw an older interview with you on YouTube a while back, and in that you mentioned you were planning on doing a Read It and Weep parody. I was wondering if that's still on the books or if that got canceled, and if you have new ideas.
It could still happen. It's not one of the 2 we're planning on doing next, so it might be a
We
while.
really like we have a
It's a
really
cute
great
idea.
for Read It and Weep, but
Yeah.
and we would love to
And
do
we want
it.
to call it Book Before You Leave.
Book
or
Before
something.
You Leave.
Yeah, because we already did a Read It and Weep pun for Read It and
Yes.
Sleep, so
Think
it works.
you explained it,
Yeah.
so.
Well, not
Okay.
here, did I?
I'm not gonna have any of this right now. Okay, so can
But
we just
yeah.
move
Maybe
on to the
you
next
can
question,
maybe
please?
just pass the mic forward to this glob of people who are like frantically waving their hands. Oh, there's someone. Okay.
Oh, look,
okay,
it's
happening.
Pasture. Hey, this
Pasture.
is a major shout out to this guy.
He like follows
all
our
the
live
way
stream every day, every hour.
from
He
the
never leaves.
live stream.
This sounds really creepy now. That, yeah.
Yes.
Would you? We're all here for Friendship is Witchcraft, but would you guys like to shill for any of your other productions, whether Journey the Spark or your aquatic racing game or Glyph Productions or?
Oh yeah, the aquatic racing game, currently known as Water Sports, is being. What's so funny about that? I don't get it. I think it's a great name. A good friend of mine named Nighty, who does film fiction, is making this really awesome boat racing game. I'm going to plug that right now. You should check it out. I think he's got some demos up on film fiction, and I'm helping out in very trivial ways. He did the bulk of the programming. He needs help with character modelers and stuff like that. So if you're interested and you've got skills, message Nighty, and this thing looks really promising. So yeah, check out Water Sports. And Jenny?
Yep. Journey of the Spark, I think, was mentioned last panel, but it seems like it could be a long ways off because it's a very large, ambitious project. But yes, I'm doing Dash for that. And what was the other thing? Oh, I'm going to be collabing in some way soon with Bagpipe Brony, who's really cool, and you should listen to his music. And I think that's about it.
Yeah. Also, I know when we were Everfree, we did a little shout out to some folks. And I know someone was very offended that they didn't get a shout out. So here's your obligatory shout out, Natistis, NTSTS. There you go. Now you can't complain. So, and let's do some other shout outs because that's fun.
Shout out to my friends because they said they were going to be watching the live stream from California. They probably aren't, but if you are.
Think about how early it is in
I
California.
know. That's why
it's
I
like
said you're not going to
8:30.
watch it.
They're not going to be up.
They like watched the last one creepily, but after. But,
Pony Pokey. I think maybe some people are watching. Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Pony Pokey.
Everyone in the Pony Goons, Wilson and Top Shot, really cool folks.
And Sofas and Quills, really funny
Sofas,
Tumblr.
Yeah, that is Top Shot.
Oh, well, I don't know all his names.
Trying to think of other people. There's a
Love
lot of cool
Notes
people.
Tumblr
There's a lot
is
of cool people in
hilarious.
this fandom, and
Yes.
some of them don't get enough recognition, which is sad. There's just really great.
I haven't seen it.
Don't know that.
Yeah.
What is that
I
new one that's
don't-
coming out? The new animation that's coming out in October.
Dusk's Dawn.
Dusk Dawn.
I'm so excited.
This looks so good.
We're not involved in that. I'm just excited. But yeah.
Oh, I wanted to
Check
give
out
out
the
a
trailer.
shout out to a very unknown artist I think is really great in the pony fandom. His name is Ross, and He's really amazing. I think he's the John Waters of the pony fandom, if you guys know who that is. So yeah, big shout out to Ross. I think your art is fantastic, and you should post it more in the MLPG. Anyway, moving on to more questions.
Questions.
Okay. Why did you make Pinky a gypsy? Is it because that she's a pastry chef, or because that you only see the flashback of her parents once?
It's just, we thought for the first episode it would be so outlandish to have the other ponies accusing her of being a gypsy. Like, that, you wouldn't see that in a kid's show. It's really weird and kind of an archaic, dated accusation. So, and then from there we thought it would be funny if she actually was after that episode. So, I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, pretty much like it.
Yeah, it's seemed funny.
It fit in with Fluttershy being like a Frollo Shy character too, which is fun.
Okay, you guys are the masters.
Just choose
of
the person.
people, right?
If they have got their hands open, just choose them. See this guy with the
pick
camera?
next
Look at
one
how
you
happy
see.
he is.
He's so excited.
Recording
He's
this.
filming it as well as talking.
All right, can I have a hug?
No.
Aw.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Come on up. Okay, this better be worth all the time it took you to run up here. Okay. Yay! Hey, camera! Yay!
Yay.
Okay.
All right.
So, how bad is Rainbow Dash's eyesight?
It's really, really bad. Like, she can't see anything. She literally just everything is like glowing, lovely blobs of color. Well, I guess not color, gray. But she thinks that's
Grayscale.
color. So, that's what matters.
But she's got really great peripherals.
Yeah.
So she makes up for it.
She has to look at you like this, and it looks like her eyes are pointing completely away from you.
But she can see
But
you
from
really
the whites
well.
of the eyes, she can kind of see you. But yeah.
Are sea ponies ever going to be relevant to the series?
I hope so.
That'd be wonderful.
I love sea
Is there an episode of My Little Pony? Friends
No,
with
you'd
Magic
have
that
to
has
do
sea
some
ponies in
editing
it?
or something.
They almost made
They
it
can
into
do
the
a
first
bizarre
episode, but
flashback to another time.
Yeah.
Maybe that will work.
We almost did that. And then
We did have a gag like that.
That was going to be a gag in the first episode. We talked about it at another panel that when Twilight is like worrying about what will happen with the Paris sprites, originally it just cut away to the Sea Ponies dance. And then she's like, we can't let that happen to Ponyville. And it's like, yeah, it didn't make any sense. And I think people didn't respond great to that, so we took it out. But it was kind of fun, I thought.
There's people crawling around with mics and stuff.
Yeah.
This is fun.
It is fun.
I wonder how much of this is in the live stream, because this is a great. The
It's a good
antics, the
visual.
shenanigans in this row right here is really great. But yeah.
There's also a little future Twilight in the
yeah,
front.
this person's cool.
I know, you've been raising your hand forever.
Where are the mics?
Maybe just, mics. Okay.
Oh.
Him first.
How can I get my rainbow mark in a dash?
You can't. You just have to rainbow some dashes.
There you go.
Future Twilight, yes?
Future Twilight.
What pony would you be? Like a unicorn, Pegasus?
Oh. I would be a Pegasus, like because it's cool, and also because I think the toys of the unicorns are like kind of freaky looking. So I buy all the Pegasus toys, and no one wants to be an Earth pony usually. So, out of selfishness, yeah. Although I think a unicorn would be best because that would make up for not having any hands. Like you could still function, but yeah.
Am I allowed to be an alicorn?
No.
Sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
Then I'll be an alicorn.
Only if you're black with a red
then,
mane. That one's not taken
Because then you
yet,
can
for
fly
sure.
and do magic. And you're a princess
That has
just
been
de
neglected.
facto.
My Pegasus actually has a stunted horn in her head where she doesn't appear to be a unicorn, but she can do pretty much all kinds of magic. And she is actually the seventh element of harmony. The element of power.
And my character is
No.
the eighth
No.
element. And
No.
and she is twice as large as Jenny's pony.
Yeah,
And
and the others don't invite her to parties
and
because she won't even fit in the door.
and she doesn't care because she's so tall
And they see her crying outside when she tries to hide it.
Those aren't. Those are just. She's just sweating really
Ooh,
hard.
look out! We're gonna get crushed by that big dumb pony. I hope she enjoys her extra horn and stupid wings. It's dumb.
Can we just get the next question, please?
I was wondering if you might be doing a collaboration in the future with some of the other parody makers, like Rainbow Dash Presents.
I think, yeah, just because there are different styles of comedy, and it seems like every different parody, it's not totally likely.
Yeah, we've gotten some like offers to do collabs with like with Rainbow Dash Presents and Pony Pokey, and I feel like Camaraderie Supernatural
But
at
maybe
some
not,
point.
they're here,
Maybe
so
not.
we're not going to say that because they might be like, no.
You know,
but
we already are spreading ourselves so thin that it's hard to work on Witchcraft anyway. So I don't know if we would. We've already have all these other projects that we hope can pan out, that people will really enjoy. But yeah, so far we've been pretty bad at producing content, so we're gonna try to be a lot faster at doing that. So I don't think a collab is very likely.
Yeah, we do like to bring in guest voices and stuff, though. Like we have a lot of the Pony Pokey guys doing, you know, Rarity's dad was a Pony Pokey guy, and a lot of background characters.
That's fun. So many hands. So there should be like a line or something.
That would be
a better
practical.
method.
Yeah.
Look at
Let's go to some people in the end. They haven't.
Yeah.
just.
We should just throw the mics to people. It'd be faster.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for not only coming out here, but making Friendship is Witchcraft. I really do love it.
Thank you.
Will there ever be a finished version of the Gypsy song, the Gypsy Bard?
We gotta ask this at Everfree.
There ought to be.
The answer is.
There were plans for one. Yeah.
Basically, the answer is yes. There is going to be a full version, but it's like on the back burner.
Okay.
And the reason is it's just like personal, some other music projects. Like I'm working on these 2 collabs with other people, and I hope that they can finally be finished. And at the same time, like the Gypsy Bard is sort of a weird song because it's kind of self-contained as it is, right? With this. Like the chorus, the verse, and the chorus,
story,
and it kind of tells the story.
Yeah.
So, in attempts to do this longer version, like we had to do something. We wanted to do something completely like kind of different, like not even sung by Pinkie Pie, but another, like Pinkie Pie's ancestors who've passed the song down and stuff like that. And it would be longer, and it's sort of hard to think from a musical perspective. You know, like should it be chorus verse, or should there be other bridges and stuff? I mean. There's so many ideas, and I'm just not sure what it should be. If people like songs like Pinkie's Brew that are like 2 minutes exactly in length, or do people like 5-minute long songs? I don't really know.
The music is just awesome, so you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Nobody in the back. Oh, that person's story's not good.
Our little friend with the Sweetie Belle, the round Sweetie Belle, has another question.
Yeah. Well, no
maybe
repeats,
we should make a
but
line
seriously, like
somewhere.
yeah, this is
maybe
inefficient.
like say line up against that wall. Just take an initiative.
I mean, we have 2 people with mics walking around, or with just one. We have 2 people with mics. We should not have any like.
Maybe
delays.
line up right
Back in
next to
front.
the camera, and then lining up behind it would be practical.
Okay, so wait, should I have people line up?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Line up behind me if you
Perfect.
have a question.
Yeah. See, now that everyone can be in one place, and you'll get
smart.
picked.
All right.
Yeah. We're learning as we go.
Okay. I guess so.
Look at all the people. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a lot.
I know. What time is it?
It's 12:12.
12:12. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have much time.
We're running out of time. I really want to tell some like anecdotes or something. Something
I don't have
fun.
any.
We have the one from BronyCon, but there's.
Fun in theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have the one from BronyCon. Okay.
What do you say to the accusation that Hasbro's been stealing some of your ideas?
I don't think that's possible. Yeah.
We would. Those are our ideas, and we want some royalties.
Give
That's
us
what
our
I would
ideas
say.
back.
We
were thinking of sending them a cease and desist letter.
Yes.
To try to take care of this.
It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what you're doing is cool and all, but Pinkie was a gypsy and our thing first, so you'll just have to,
Yeah.
Yep,
give us money.
But Yeah. Next question.
Cool.
What originally got you into the show?
I've liked ponies forever, like forever. Like I watched My Little Pony Tales on Disney Channel when I was really young, and I collected all the other generations. And I actually, when I heard this was coming out, I was like watching the content promoting it, like, you know, meet Fluttershy and stuff. And I saw the one shot where like she's in the garden and a flamingo lands on her head, and I was like, this show's gonna be funny. And I just like got really excited ahead of time, and I put it on my wall, and he saw it.
Yes, exactly. She put it on her Facebook
Like
wall.
the day it came out.
The day it came
Yeah.
out, and I watched it. We both watched it basically the day it came
Yeah.
out, and then that next week we watched the next episode like the day it came out, and it's been like the ritual.
And he told me about bronies, and I got really excited.
Yeah, we didn't
that
know
people
what
were
like
watching it.
bronies were, because I think
Yeah.
most people's first taste of the fandom, like the vast majority, they know about the fandom first. They know about bronies kind of peripherally. They know that there's this MLP show, and then they watch it and then they like it. But we've almost watched the entirety of the first season without knowing that there was even such thing as EQD and all this stuff. So it was very mind-blowing and
Yeah.
weird. Also, if we're like, we should also say that we got here from California on a red eye flight, and that we were both.
We're a little
I am
tired.
kind of deliriously tired. So.
Got maybe 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah. If
but
Jenny seems cranky, that's. If I seem
No.
cranky, that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Rain clouds dissipate and then reform through the evaporation of water particles, and explosions do not destroy water particles.
That's true unless it's pony dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many rainbows could a rainbow dash dash if a rainbow dash could dash rainbows?
Just sit down.
Has Spike recovered from Celestia burning his epic fantasy trilogy yet?
He doesn't know. He thinks it's being published right now. He's already like taking pictures of himself to put on the inside cover and writing up his little bio about how much his friends have supported him and loved him in his endeavors. It's really sweet.
Are we going to be seeing more of the baby cakes?
Maybe. I don't know. You know, it's so difficult. Let's just say it's so difficult because people want different things, right? People want to know what's the deal with Pinky's infant parents, right? This concept is kind of funny, right, and kind of sad. And people want to see more baby cakes, but really, when you think about it, the baby cake, the baby twins or whatever. Cake twins are only in the baby twins. The cake twins are only in 2 episodes, right?
Pumpkin baby and
they're in
pound
baby
baby.
cakes, and they're in the one cranky doodle, right? So I mean, when you think about the source material, like, I think we could probably work in the beginning of Cranky Doodle where she's like exercising and talking to them. Like, I think we could like shoehorn that in, but at the same time, you don't want to shoehorn in something to just like
just as a nod to something that's already
you know,
happened.
just as a nod, because
Yeah.
I know people want the story to progress, but at the same time, we want the episodes to be standalone. We want them to be funny, and we don't want people to think that it's all some like clever plot that's all intertwining. It's gonna have a massive finale where Lord Smooth returns and the ninth portal is open, because I think people are gonna be severely let down because those shots don't exist in Friendship
But
is
season
Magic.
3 is coming, and I'm pretty sure all those things are gonna happen. So.
We predict that Smooth will return in season 3. You
Yeah.
heard it here.
Yep. Spoiler alert.
Will we ever learn more about the Great Pony War and Applejack and Rarity's involvement in their war crimes?
Probably not on a level other than the allusions to it you've already heard.
Yeah.
Like, you know, vague references, but nothing explicit.
Yeah, I should say any question where it's like, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? The answer is probably like, we don't know, right? Because we write them as we go. That's sort of the fun of this whole
Yep.
process, is that you invent this thing in the story, and then you go to the next episode and you're like, how can we bring back those things from the earlier episode in a way that's natural, right? In a way that's in a way that makes sense. And it is a really big challenge, because if you think about their lips flapping, you only have so many syllables you can work with, and they're unrelated episodes. So, you know, that's sort of fun for us as writers to try to be clever. But, I mean, it's sort of, so this whole Friendship is Witchcraft really is an experiment in that regard, and as a result, it might be like a kind of a failed experiment, because I think in the end, when you add so many plot elements together, right, like there's two ways it can end. They all kind of just peter off and then it ends, or there's some like something that happens that resolves them all or cuts them all up or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, we don't know what we're gonna do even. We don't know how it's gonna end. But I will say, for anyone who's thinking about asking a question about like where's the plot going, we don't know.
And then they all sit down.
Everyone sits down. The whole audience leaves.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know if you guys will be able to answer this or not, but what other episodes are you going to be working on in the future?
Are you just as Rainbow Factory, Rainbow Dash?
Yes.
Yeah. That's so sick.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's so twisted
Can we
and
tell them
cool.
the next two, or?
Sure, we'll tell you the ones we're thinking.
Okay. We were thinking. Shoot, what's the name of the first one? The Ticketmaster. And the Royal Wedding, a Canterlot wedding.
We really wanted to do Canterlot wedding.
In that order.
And we also really wanted to do Family Appreciation Day. We've been wanting to do that for a long
Granny
time.
Smith and the CMC, and we were thinking of merging it with Cutie Mark Confidential.
Yes, we wanted to do another Cutie Mark Crusaders episode. So really, like, we've got these, and we keep thinking of more ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I wish we could like.
And it's hard to decide what to do next.
Fully realize the idea. We have a really great idea for the wedding episode, and I wish it didn't take so much effort to like to make an episode.
I wish everything was just easier and faster. No. Yeah, but it was gonna be good. So. Yeah.
Hey there. I was wondering if after the larger episodes are over, are you going to still continue with the shorts?
Yes.
Yeah,
in fact,
we have another one that's
we have
finished,
another
right?
short that's kind of done.
Kind of
that
finished.
we might release.
Nearly
soon.
finished.
It's
So
nearly
maybe
finished.
in the
So
next
we'll see how
week,
things go.
But
yeah, we like shorts. Shorts are fun.
Yeah, they're quick too. They're quick to make. So preview. We don't have any with us.
I
do
wish we did.
Yeah. We can tell them about it, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Next. I got kind of a two-parter. One, what was your favorite song to record? And what was your absolutely hated song to record?
Ooh. I wouldn't say hated, but Pinky's Brew, I had just gotten back from a trip to like Disneyland where I completely wrecked my voice and it turned into like laryngitis. So that was like painful to record. But yeah, I think the Gypsy Bard was my favorite because I don't know, I was getting a little better at staying in the voice, and it just seemed easier, and I really liked the tune, so, and it went faster. What was your favorite to record?
Next question, please.
Now, I know everyone always asks who's best pony, but I think that it's not all about the ponies. What about Sweetie Bob? What about Raincloud? Who is best non-pony?
Best non-pony.
Oh boy, Owlicious.
Owlicious is
Ne'er-do-well.
good. Probably Fluttershy.
The Pound Puppies.
Crackle. Yep.
Sorry.
Applejack's hat. Yeah. It makes cameos sometimes.
How do y'all write the episodes? Do you just get an idea and write off that, or do you actually have like a basic thing you want to go through? But how do you write the episodes?
There's usually like a core idea, and then it's really easy at first when you have this one idea to just write jokes around that idea in this like skeleton of a script. And then you're done, and you're like, oh, I have to fill in all the other lines now. What will those jokes be? So yeah, it usually starts with one basic joke. Like for the most recent one, for Cherry Bomb, I just thought it would be funny if like they're reading this letter from Applejack, and it's like, I've been kidnapped into slavery, because that would be such a weird thing to hear a character say in a kids show. So it all just kind of went from there, and the idea that her friends thought that that she had ditched them.
Yes.
So
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then like whenever we come up with a core idea, like 50% of the script gets written in like a day, 2
Yeah,
days.
and then the rest is like a month.
The next 15% gets written in a month because you know it's so easy to say, okay, in this line, you know, Whiplash will, or you know, we renamed her Whiplash. She'll be saying this, and she'll be doing this, and then blah blah blah. Then later you're like, how are we gonna get from this scene to this scene in 2 lines of dialogue from Rarity and Fluttershy? Like, then you start to think like, you know, the script, you know, it's not the proper way of writing a story, right? I guess we have such limitations that it gets really difficult. We have to, you know, sometimes we have to edit in clever ways and compromise some of our jokes just to get it to flow as a nice story.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just wondering if in future episodes there's going to be any more like Princess Molestia talking about her Danny Phantom fan art and DeviantArt page and stuff.
Well, see, here's the thing. How many other episodes is Luna in? She's
Yeah.
in 1 episode.
She's in the Canterlot wedding, and
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
meant
well, any
one
other
other
episodes?
episode. She's in one other episode, and she has 1 line of dialogue.
But it's kind of nice because Twilight is running away from her as she's trying to get her attention. So it could be like, oh, come up here, come back later. Just like, but yeah, so just getting shut down.
Through some kind of magical anomaly, the Friendship is Magic universe and the Friendship is Witchcraft universe meet. What happens?
Ooh. Ooh.
I
don't know.
Ooh.
I bet no one would notice the difference.
Seems like it would just be pure madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
No, I
feeling-
feel like the other ponies, like our cast, would just kind of like lie around because like the world is so happy that they would just like lose all their motivation to do anything. So you'd like go to Applejack's farm and she'd just be like, just like lying on the ground, and you'd be like, come on, Applejack, let's do something fun. And she just like is lying there catatonic.
They would say something mean like to Spike, and then like Twilight or any decent character would say that's wrong, and then they would just be so bewildered.
They'd be like,
They'd be
wrong?
What?
What's
What's wrong with that? And then
what
they'd probably
is wrong?
they'd shut down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
My introduction to Friendship is Witchcraft was kind of random. It was just little bits and pieces here and there. Some like the robotic voice of Sweetie Belle. He was just like, "What's this?" And it weirded me out. And then I saw Gypsy Bard, and it just infected my brain. I couldn't get the song out of it for like a week. But the story that it put together, like you said, it was a very kind of like a story in a song. Really started to build a powerful picture in my mind of what might actually be going on here. So there's a lot of imagination in it. And I know that there's not a lot to work with in the episodes to go anywhere you want with it. But I was wondering, as you've been putting these things together, like these, really kind of deep, emotional, powerful, pulling and funny, whimsical songs together, have you been building a backstory in your mind for these characters that you may not have had the chance to present? And if so, will you at some point be able to put those together and like say, okay, we can't really do this and the series is over,
Right.
but this is what we think actually happened in Pinkie Pie's past?
Yeah.
I think so. I think what you're saying is right.
And I think some of the fun in it is not presenting it and just alluding to it, and people kind of have to wonder themselves. But I think we have a pretty clear picture of like, what goes on.
And I think if you're talking about like straight up backstories, like their backstories, we get told in little pieces, but we don't really have a fully realized version of Pinkie's backstory.
Like it's not written out. We just kind of add tragic elements as the need arises.
We add more tragic elements each episode.
Yeah, but we're starting to realize like what caused it, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think what you're also hinting at too, which I like about like what we're trying to do, is these sort of like the themes of the episodes are very like sort of deep, and you kind of have to like they work on the one level, the ha-ha humor, but then they also kind of like work in this weird way, like even stuff like I think in the Gypsy Bard she says, I gotta ditch these roots if I want to fit in, and in episode 6, Twilight says, ditch those boots, right? Ditch those roots and the boots, and we like that, just that idea of like changing who you are so you fit in with society, and like all these kind of like, we don't try to do make it very heavy-handed, but we do think about that stuff.
So earlier, you both mentioned that you're currently students, and I was just wondering, what are you currently studying, and when you finish, what are your plans for the future? Are you going to keep working on the series? Will you have more time or less time when you graduate?
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I am studying double major, film and economics. They're not very related, but whatever, and that's a lot of fun. So hopefully this year, my senior year in film school, I can make some fun little films, maybe put them online, and people will like them. And then after that, I don't know. Like, the job market is tough for film people, especially freelance work is hard to get. Breaking into the industry is really hard, which is why I have an econ degree, because people can get pretty high-paying jobs with an economics degree. But hopefully, whatever happens, I'll have enough free time to work on music and videos and, generally do creative things.
Yep, and I'm a psychology major and an English minor, and I really enjoy writing and stuff, but it's kind of similar to Griffin, where it's psychology is a safer degree, and it's also something I'm really interested in, and I think it can even be applied to writing. So same, I'm not really sure what I'll be doing after I graduate, probably interning until I find out what I like, and then going to grad school potentially. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for being interested.
This guy looks so happy.
How's it going? Oh, sorry. I was just curious if you guys are surprised at all at the popularity of the series, because I'm assuming it kind of started off as a joke. You guys just had this idea, you published it to YouTube, and now you guys are in front of this huge panel. You guys got all these views and subscriptions.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that kind of surprised you at all.
I think it would be fair to say that we were kind of playing the game, we were making it oh, this is going to be popular, I hope. But
Right.
we weren't sure.
No one makes fan content and
Yeah.
and says is all. I get angry when people are all humble. I was
it's just for the
I was
art.
so blown
It's
away when my animation that I worked on for 3 months got so popular. It's well, you clearly put a lot of effort into it, so you knew it was going to become popular. But I'm surprised, quite frankly, at the we put a lot of effort into it in the shows, and I know people like to watch things with lots of effort that was put into it in the pony fandom. That's what people enjoy. But our sense of humor is sort of odd.
Yeah.
And I think that
definitely
I was really surprised which jokes worked and which ones didn't. I really am I'm almost mind-boggled, because so many people dislike the eye candy joke or didn't get the eye candy joke.
Yeah.
And when we thought of the joke back, and we were like, oh, that's so funny, let's put it in.
It was
And
one of our favorites.
and then people were they rejected that joke so much, and they
Yeah.
were constantly wondering what is it an inside joke, is it a reference? And it was kind of weird, because it was I guess a wake-up call. Our sense of humor does not necessarily meld with the general population. And then other things that we consider to be kind of these more innocuous gags that are just kind of they really hit it
just
big.
kind of a one-off line, people repeat them. a
buy
ton.
some apples as the
Yeah.
censor. We
Yeah,
did that at
exactly.
the last moment, because a normal censor didn't seem to work, and we liked the idea of replaying the buy some apples clip. And then people, you still see people do these buy some apples jokes and stuff like
It's
that.
become our catchmark, that and Cutie Mark acquisition program.
Yeah, I know, right?
But,
and the thing is, Cutie Mark acquisition program is really funny, but I love Cutie Mark and the Funky Bunch,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and Friend Fun Good Pals,
Friend
and
Fun Good
these
Pals is my favorite.
these really dumb names that I think we
Yeah.
think are really funny, and people didn't seem to care about them.
Yeah. Oh, but in answer to response, one thing that I've been most surprised at is the fan art and the covers, and especially the translations. Someone even, I think it was in Polish, they actually dubbed the whole first episode.
Yeah.
And other people have done captions for us, and
I-
people have done the songs in other languages. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
We're actually at 12:30, maybe a little bit after. Do we have time
Oh,
for
no.
one more question, or should we wrap this up?
One
One
more
more
question.
Yeah.
I have a question about one of the episodes. How could they trust Rainbow? Oh, how could they trust Rainbow Dash with building a whole building when she's blind?
Good question.
Well, she has a degree in engineering, so it just seemed to make sense. Yeah.
All right. So.
And on that note.
All right. Well, thanks everyone
Thank
for
you, everyone.
watching the panel,
Yes,
the
thanks.
content. I know.
Thank you. Very smooth.
Everyone, can I have your attention, please?